Have you ever found yourself dreaming about making money while you sleep? I mean, waking up in the morning and seeing you're actually richer than when you went to bed? It's this incredibly powerful idea, and today we're going to tackle it head-on. We're diving into one of the most tempting ideas in all of finance, the dream of passive income.
It's a promise that is literally everywhere, isn't it? Whispered all over social media, shouted from YouTube videos, this idea that you can just build a system, kick back, and watch the cash flow in. It is the ultimate financial fantasy.
And that right there is the big reveal. That's what we're going to unpack in this explainer. Because that beautiful, seductive dream, well, for almost everyone, it's a myth. And it's a myth that can be way more dangerous than you think if you don't see what's really going on behind the scenes.
Welcome to everything you need to know about finance. Now, before we really get into it, just a quick heads up, this is purely an informational deep dive. It's absolutely not financial advice. We're just here to make complicated stuff clearer. And hey, if you find this valuable, please take a second to like and subscribe. It honestly helps us a ton to keep making more of these.
So, if it's not really the whole truth, why is this idea so incredibly popular? I mean, the concept's been floating around for ages, but in just the last few years, it has absolutely exploded. It's not just an idea anymore, it's a massive marketing machine, fired up by influencers and online gurus who have totally perfected the art of selling you the dream.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Your social media feeds are just packed with it. You see these perfect, polished end results, right? Screenshots of huge payouts from Stripe, glowing reports of rental income, these slick charts showing dividend payments just climbing and climbing. It's all designed to look so easy, so effortless.
But here's the thing they conveniently leave out. What you're seeing is the highlight reel. It's the final minute of the movie. What's always hidden are the years of grinding, the serious cash they had to invest up front, the countless failures along the way, and the constant, never-ending maintenance it takes just to keep the whole thing from falling apart.
So let's pull back the curtain, shall we? Let's break down the three most popular so-called passive income streams and really see how much active work is hiding in plain sight. First on the list, dividends. Oh, this one is often sold as the purest of the pure, the ultimate passive income. You buy stock in a solid company and poof, they just send you checks every quarter. Simple as that, right?
Well, the reality is a whole lot messier. The myth is simple. Buy stock, get paid. But the reality is, to get any meaningful income from dividends, you first need a huge amount of capital. Money you had to actively work your tail off to earn. And even then, that income isn't guaranteed. Companies can and do cut their dividends. Plus, you have to constantly manage your portfolio, worry about the market, and fight against inflation eating up your returns. The passive part only kicks in after a mountain of active work and capital.
Okay, what's next? The classic real estate rentals. You've heard the pitch. The dream is that you buy a property, a nice tenant moves in, and the rent check covers your mortgage, maybe with a little extra on top. You're building wealth with someone else's money. But you know what? Talk to anyone who's actually a landlord, and they will tell you a very different story. Just finding a good deal is a ton of work. Then you've got to deal with financing, lawyers, and surprise repairs. And that's all before a tenant even moves in. Then comes the fun part, managing vacancies, chasing late rent, dealing with leaky toilets at 2 in the morning, and navigating all the taxes. The truth is, owning rental property isn't a passive investment. It's running a business, period.
And that brings us to the latest version of the dream. The online business. Creating a digital course, building an app, writing an ebook. The promise here is you do the work once, then an automated system sells it for you forever while you're sipping a drink on a beach somewhere.
Let's be real. This isn't passive income. It's what you call front-loaded labor. Building a quality digital product can take months, sometimes years of incredibly intense work. And once it's built, you're not done, not even close. You have to market it relentlessly, handle customer support, update it every time a platform changes, and fight off a constant stream of new competitors. It never, ever truly runs by itself.
So if thinking active versus passive is just the wrong way to look at it, what's a better framework? Well, we need to ditch this black or white thinking and start looking at income on a spectrum. Here's how you should think about it. On one end of the spectrum, you've got fully active income, your salary, freelance work. You are trading your time directly for money. As you move along, it becomes less active. Things like a rental property or a small business are system-based. They need you to oversee them, but not your constant moment-to-moment effort. And way at the other end, you have capital-dominant income, like a diversified index fund. That's about the closest you can get to truly passive. But see, even that needs some management. It is never 100% hands-off. And this right here is the single most important takeaway from this whole explainer. You have to change the goal. Stop chasing this impossible phantom of passive income. Instead, aim for something so much more real and achievable, building income streams that demand less and less of your time as they grow. That is the real road to financial freedom.
Okay, so we've busted the myth, we've reframed the goal. Now for the big question, how do you actually do it? What's the practical, step-by-step formula for building real lasting wealth?
It's a 3-step process, and believe me, it is not a secret. Step 1, focus on your active income first. Get really good at something, build your career, and save money like crazy. Step 2, systematically turn that active income into assets. Buy stocks, buy real estate, maybe start a business on the side. And here's the crucial part, reinvest every single penny you earn from those assets. And finally, step 3, over the long haul, you work to make everything less dependent on your time. You use automation, you delegate tasks, you diversify. Wealth is a process, not some product you can just go out and buy. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this is just a game of words, but chasing the passive income myth is genuinely harmful. It sets up these wild, unrealistic expectations that just lead to burnout and disappointment. It convinces people to quit a good, stable job way too early to chase a fantasy. It makes you a perfect target for scams promising easy money. And maybe worst of all, it totally disrespects and undervalues the real hard work that success actually requires.
So, if chasing the myth is a dangerous distraction, what should you be focusing on instead? It all comes down to shifting your mindset, and that starts by asking completely different and much better questions. So stop asking, how do I make passive income? Just delete that question from your brain. Instead, ask this, how do I build or buy assets that grow and compound over time? You see the shift? It moves you from looking for a shortcut to focusing on creating real long-term value.
And ask yourself this, how can I increase my leverage? Leverage is the magic word. It's all about getting more output from your input. How can you use your money, other people's time, or new technology to multiply the impact of everything you do? That's how a real builder thinks.
And here's maybe the most powerful question of all. What's my actual strategy to systematically buy back my own time over the next decade or two? This frames freedom not as some lottery ticket you might find, but as a long-term construction project that you are intentionally building piece by piece. That's the real prize. In the end, passive income isn't a strategy. It's the potential reward you get for doing the right things, the hard things, consistently, for a very, very long time. So just remember this, if someone promises you money with no effort, the effort they're counting on is almost always yours. You're just spending it chasing a myth. I hope this explainer helped cut through some of the noise. For more breakdowns like this one, be sure to try out our latest episodes. Thanks for tuning in.